Hi Capricorn, welcome to Tarot to Talking for your reading for October 2024. This is a collective reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And if you do happen to come across this reading at a different time, know that you've been guided here by Spirit and it will contain a message you may need to hear.
This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and any crosswatchers. As usual, all the details of the cards we've used today will be in the description below. In this reading, the first column is going to focus on current energies, the second column will be advice from Spirit, and the third column will be potential outcome.
And after the reading, we'll be channeling direct messages through the talking board from our Spirit team. And please remember to like, subscribe and comment if this reading resonates for you. And also, if you do subscribe and leave a comment, we'll randomly select a lucky person to receive a personal channeled message in our next video.
Right, Capricorn. So, very interestingly, we start and finish with the same card, Ten of Swords. So, the Ten of Swords speaks to us at the moment of something coming to an end, but I do wonder whether you've been in a space of letting your thoughts take over every day-to-day life at the moment. It feels like there's kind of been a heavy thing on your mind of late.
I feel you've been living in your head. And maybe you may be actually at the sacrifice of your emotional life, I think, maybe.
Yes, just feeling like that. Because we're followed then by the Hierophant, which is all about our spiritual wisdom,
inner guidance.
Yes. And
intuition.
I think possibly maybe you're not listening to that. This is how it's feeling.
I feel as if you've been very busy in your head. I feel like this kind of busy energy, like you've been caught up in a sort of, maybe it's slightly sort of fraught with thinking. And that's taken your energy so much into your head that you're not allowing enough to be quiet and listen to your inner guidance.
And with the Four of Wands beneath this makes me think that this could be with regards to maybe family and your home life. This is how it's feeling at the moment. And I'm just wondering whether something is worrying you in that, or something about personal relationships.
Or it could be that you've been all work focused and you've sacrificed family and friends and relationships because you're so focused on work, or potentially worried about it, or just simply in your head thinking about it.
Yeah. So I think this energy here is actually talking about you're not actually using your intuition. It's too grounded. You're not taking in sort of that your higher self, as you're not listening.
It feels like you're too mono-focused on one thing, which is in your head, in your thoughts, in your logic, in your thinking, and emotional side and your intuition have been sacrificed at the altar of your thoughts, is the feeling I've got at the moment.
Yeah, I get that. And then we go into advice. So I think what Spirit is advising here with the Eight of Wands is something's got to change, and it's got to change quite quickly.
Yeah.
I think this is the energy around it.
Yes, and I get the feeling that probably that energy is coming from... So I get the feeling maybe an external drive for that energy coming from somewhere, but you must respond to it.
Yes.
And you must go with that change and with that energetic flow.
I don't think it can be ignored.
No.
I think it's actually going to come in at kind of... I'm actually hearing whoosh, and I think it's that feeling of like this is going to come in and you have to run with it.
Yeah, exactly. I think you need to recognise it and run with it.
Yeah, because then we have the Seven of Wands. So this is about you defending your position, really, and putting up your barriers. But I think actually with this being in the advice column, it's almost like saying some of those need to be removed.
I think it's to drop the barriers and drop. Yes, absolutely. I think it's about go. I think that's reinforcing. Go with this momentum that's coming in.
Yeah.
Don't stay with this energy.
No.
Because that's the kind of energy you know at the moment. That's where it kind of feels you ought to. I think you've got this feeling I ought to be doing this.
Yes.
And I think the cards are saying no. It's time to drop that. It's time to make a shift.
Yeah, I do. And I think the word I've just heard is stubborn.
Capricorns can be a bit stubborn.
And so I'm feeling like It's almost like that, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. It feels that, because that's not going to serve you. I think Spirit would like you to just...
I've got this image in my head of the Capricorn goat going up the mountainside with his head into the wind and just ploughing on and just going on and on, which of course is the supreme trait of many Capricorns. Yeah. But at times, that stubbornness, that willfulness, that drive, that kind of closing down to other things and just driving through doesn't necessarily serve you.
No. And then we've got the Page of Cups, which I think is really interesting because this does talk to us about emotions. And this talks to us about a freshness or a message and an opportunity. There's something coming in around emotions. So I think Spirit are asking you to look out for that, to not ignore it. Again, like you said, with your head down, ploughing on, make sure you're looking for that.
And respond, acknowledge it and respond. And I think it just emphasises this. It could come in quite fast, as you say, with this whoosh energy, which I completely agree with. Yeah. I think it could come in quite fast. So it's saying to pick your head up, don't just have your head down, determined to get to the top of that mountain when actually there's other things to look at and focus on that are just as important. Yeah.
And very strongly around this emotional fulfillment.
Very much so.
Because I think if you're just stuck in one mode and you're it's like...
you're out of balance.
You are.
Absolutely out of balance. And that's the feeling I get with this, that you are currently and have been for a while out of balance. Yeah. It's all been about your head and logic and not your emotions and relationships.
And there does need the heart and mind.
Yeah, you're out of balance. It's just about bringing that shift to bring you into balance again.
It is. And then we've got potential outcome. So the first card we've got in potential outcome, it's judgment. So I think this is Spirit trying to get you to notice. I really do. I think they're calling on you. I think they're asking you to step up. And I think you've got to listen.
They're knocking loudly on the door, I feel. That's the image I get. Knocking loudly on the door saying, listen. Yeah. Yeah, there are other things you need to put your attention on here.
Yeah. And I think if you follow the advice, you will be able to hear.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you'll be able to hear that intuition, that higher self, and you will be able to go with it. And then they're talking about, we've got the sun, which is all about joy. It's about success. It's about enjoying life. And I just feel if you can get in that balance and you can hear this, this is what will come to fruition.
Because the sun is light, an embodiment of light, but I feel as if it's letting the light in on your life. It's letting the joy in. And the word I keep hearing is fun. I think just having a bit more fun, a bit more playfulness. Yeah. I think it's all been about work or about responsibility, and it's about allowing other things in. Yeah. And if you do, then this comes to an end.
Yes, it is, because 10 is ending. So I do think, even though we've started it, we've ended with it actually disappearing and going. Yes. And I think that part of you will stop the overthinking, stop this sort of being in your head all the time. But it's really important to take stock, to
rebalance.
To take that time for yourself, to find that fun again, life isn't about necessarily, yes, we all have to work, but it's not necessarily about being consistently serious about everything.
Well, and the impact is that it will have an impact. If you live constantly like this, it will have an impact on your productivity and your ability to carry on in the way you are. So you have to show some self-care and bring balance in.
You do.
Because that's not going to serve you well.
It isn't. It's not going to take you anywhere.
No. I hope that resonates, Capricorn.
Yes. Let's have a look at the Oracle cards now. Take time to breathe out. Yeah. So I think that is saying, take time.
Says it all, really.
It does.
It really does. What else have we got? We've got boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Well, there you go. So you need to say work has got its place. Yeah. Responsibilities have got their place, but it's not the totality of life. No. So work hard, take responsibility for what you need to do, put boundaries around, time box them, put boundaries around it, and then it allows some fun and joy in. Yeah. And we've got the answers are within.
Yeah. There we judgment. Go. Yeah. Yeah. So listening to your intuition.
The guidance is there. Just need to breathe out, listen, and
I think we all know that Capricorns want to achieve success, which is very, very admirable, but it can't be done at the cost of everything else.
I think there is that thing about at any cost, which isn't appropriate.
No.
Just balance, Capricorn, that's all.
Yeah.
thank you, Spirit, for being with us today. What messages do you have for our lovely Capricorn collective? Two. Too busy. To work. Too work orientated.
That's very true.
Too much work. Makes Jack hey. I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Too much work makes Jack a dull boy, which for any Americans watching is a phrase I don't know whether you have, but it means that, yes. You've got to have balance.
You do.
And allow some fun in.
Yes.
Relationships will suffer if they are not relationships will suffer if they're not watered.
Yeah, it's true.
As well as will your emotional and mental, as will your emotional and mental health.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
It does. You can have all the success in the world, but if you've got nobody to share it with, what's the
Or you
point?
haven't got your health.
Yeah.
Either mental or physical, then
it's pointless.
It's not worth a lot, is it really?
No, it isn't.
Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit. Again, please remember to like, subscribe and comment, and we will select one lucky subscriber who leaves a comment to receive a personal channeled message in our next video. Thanks for watching. See you later.